Hi everybody, my name is Jessica and this is my channel Plant Hooker. Now today I brought out, now I've only had this guy, it hasn't been a full year yet, and I think it was the month of April I got him, but I'm bringing out my banana plant. Banana plant. Yeah, Minions. I had to watch that movie I don't know how many times. Raymond was addicted to it for a little bit. My banana plant. Now, I've had him since April of last year. I had actually purchased it from the local flower shop, the L'Atelier Brio. And I had to run real quick on my break because I was working then. Hello, Gwen. Meow. And hide it in the office while I finished working on the wharfs and then picked it up afterwards. Yeah. No. Now, banana plant, sugar banana, I think is their other name, veranda banana tree, and the Latin name is Musa acuminata. Yeah. So these guys are native to the Indian subcontinent and Southeast Asia. So it would be, what area would it be? It'd be like the Philippines, Indonesia, like all those island chains there is what these guys are native to. And banana plants are also one of the most earliest domesticated plants. Yeah, they believe they've been roughly domesticated since 8000 BC. So these are very old. But not a tree, is a plant. Like this isn't the trunk. This is actually a pseudostem. Now what a pseudostem is, it's a stem of plants, like leaves emerging and they stack on top of one another. Same thing with orchids. Yeah. They do flower. Now their flowers are between like a white to a yellowish white. And bananas are not a fruit. They're actually considered to be a berry. This guy here, he's not related to the Cavendish bananas, like the ones that you see in stores to buy and eat. This is a completely different genus. I think the Cavendish bananas are a hybrid from, you know, years of breeding, selective breeding. I think that they became like Cavendish bananas, I think in 1955, if I'm remembering correctly. But banana plants were first described by an Italian botanist by the name of Luigi Aloysius Cola back in 1820. Yes, Gwen, I see you, dear. You didn't want nothing to do with me all morning. And then all of a sudden, it's like, Mommy, love me. Yeah. So that's just a little history behind banana plants. Now, I have mine. This is a 6-inch ceramic pot. It does have drainage, like it's self-drained. When I first bought him, he was in a 4-inch, and he had roots coming out the bottom. And then I put him into a 5. And that 5 was upgraded to a 6. When did I do that? August, September. I think in October is when I up-potted him to this. His roots weren't coming out the bottom, but he had become so top-heavy for that 5-inch pot that he was easily knocked over. So I just put him in this, and now it's super hard to knock him over. And I think it's been the last month that he's actually started kind of making a little pup there. Yeah. So yeah, and this, like the pseudostem, they emerge from corms. Like that's what the root base is. So this guy actually made a corm, and that's why we have another little baby coming. Yeah. Now, in this type of pot and this size, I'll water him about once a week. And they are a medium demand for water. So smaller pots might need more intervals of watering, while larger pots would need less intervals of watering, but would require more water. When it comes to fertilizer, I fertilize them about every 3 weeks, and I use the Schultz All-Purpose. You can use other kinds of all-purpose, and you can use the fertilizer that's strictly for green plants. Now, when it comes to humidity, these guys are a super high humidity plant. However, he seems to be doing very well down here in the downstairs area, because where the wood stove is like over like 15 feet that way, 18 feet that way, because he sits right here. Seems to do well. That was me, Angus. Don't bark. Angus is here on the couch sleeping, and I tap this and he's like, danger. I know. Where was I? Oh yes, high humidity. So I'll mist him every 2 days, and he seems to be okay with that down here. I did have a dwarf banana plant, and I tried to do that same method on him, and it didn't work. I even tried moving him upstairs to where he'd be, no, he just went, no, I'm done. This is too much for me, and keeled over. But I got him in August, and that was from our Sydney plant trip that Raymond and I had done. So I think because he didn't survive, because he didn't have time to acclimate like how this guy did, because back in April, I still have the heat going. I can't remember if the power had gone out or not, and I may have lit the stove. So is a possibility that he was able to acclimate to my household better than the dwarf one was. But the dwarf one was in bad shape when I bought him anyways. What this guy wasn't. He was in prime form. Hi, Clan. Yeah. Oh, and the best thing about banana plants, they are non-toxic to cats. So Miss Suicidal Gwen here is fine. Now, you will want to clean these leaves. I do him every 3 months, and seems to do fine. And they need that because in order for them to properly photosynthesize, because these leaves are quite big and they can hold on to a lot of dust. Like, maybe not now because they're kind of breaking up, but that's because of the humidity. So when here's a good example, if I can get this up close. See how he's doing that and the edges are crisping? That's a humidity issue. But he does prefer like part sun, part shade, and some can say they can even handle full sun. However, I don't think mine is one that can handle full sun, because there are like a few different kinds of banana plants. Because see these brown spots on that leaf? If I can get him to go a little bit closer, right there. Yeah, that is one of the most common problems with them, is those brown spots, and that's actually from sunburn. Other common problems would be like black spots. That's actually like a fungal infection and a bacterial infection, and you pretty well have to cut off the leaf and like clean the other ones with a tiny bit of, not pure rubbing alcohol, but rubbing alcohol mixed with water to ensure that there's no other bacterial or fungal infections on it. And another common problem with them is a rotting base, and that's from overwatering. Even though like I water them once a week, you can overwater these guys. And fungal infection too. Like if a fungal infection leaves the leaves and goes into the stem and into the roots, yeah, it's gonna rot. And I don't know if you can save them from that. It hasn't happened to me yet, knock on wood. But ideal temperatures for these guys are between 18 and 25 degrees Celsius. So they're actually in a hardiness zone 9A, I think. So if you live in 9A, he can't go outside year round. However, because I'm on Cape Breton and our hardiness zone is between a 5A and 5B, depending on what part of Cape Breton you're on, He can't go outside year round. He can only go outside between June and September. And I've yet to put him outside yet. I haven't quite tested it yet because in my area we get a lot of wind and I don't want to ruin these beautiful leaves. But one thing you will notice that the leaves during the winter time are smaller than the leaves during the summertime, and that's because of light condition. So once May, June hits, the leaves should start getting bigger, which will kind of make for a funky plant. Like I'll have areas of big leaves and then little leaves and then big leaves and then little leaves. So he should be quite interesting to look at. Now when it comes to soil, some of the best soils for these guys are the tropical plant soil and apparently all-purpose. I currently have him in a mixture of all-purpose mixed with extra perlite and orchid bark, just to give him extra drainage and whatnot and to keep those roots nice and healthy. He seems to be okay with it, and I think that's quite possibly the reason why I have to water him once a week, because he's got lots of airflow, so the water gets sucked up or dried up quicker. With the tropical plant soil and the all-purpose, like with no extra drainage, no extra nothing, you might not have to water once a week. You might be able to push it back more. But one way to tell is, like, if you're, the finger method, 2 inches if it's wet, water. If it's dry, don't. If it's dry, water it. If it's wet, don't water it. I almost said it backwards there. But with a moisture meter, level 6. They don't like to go below that, from what I've noticed with him. Now when it comes to pest, those nasty creatures, they can be plagued with mealybugs, fungus gnats, spider mites, and thrisp. I've only dealt with thrisp on this guy. I haven't seen any larvae, but adult thrisp, and I cleaned him a couple of times. I sprayed him with my homemade insecticide, and so far so good. I think I only had to do it maybe twice, and then they were gone. So, like, knock on wood, everything goes well. They don't come back, because right now the only place where I'm having issues with pests are the playroom and my bedroom. Yeah, I hate thrips so much. Like, and I'm not a person to hate. Like, that's the only thing I hate is thrips, because I've lost a lot of plants because of them. Now, my guy is about, 12 inches tall. No, yeah. Or no. Maybe not tall. Maybe 8 inches tall. So 20 centimeters. And he's about 22 inches wide. So 50 centimeters? Yeah. But however, in the wild, they can get up to about 19 feet 8 inches tall, which I think is 600 centimeters. And they can have a spread of 300 centimeters, which is 9 feet or close to 10 feet wide. So he's going to get big. And I don't know where I'm going to put him if he gets that big. Well, I mean, my weeping fig here, he's about 5.5 feet, 5 to 5'6", because he's taller than me, because I'm only 5'4". And he still has another 3 feet left before he hits the ceiling, so I might be able to keep him in here somewhere. Now, would I recommend him for first-time plant owners? No. No. mostly because of the humidity issues that he has, like I said, from the leaves cracking. But I mean, for a medium beginner, yeah, no problem to have a banana plant. But if you're a first-time plant owner and you really want to have one, do your research to make sure. And fun fact about these guys is when you, like say I have to cut off a leaf or whatnot, they actually leak a sap and it smells just like bananas. I don't know if it tastes like bananas. I haven't tried it because I'm too scared to, because unfortunately I'm allergic to bananas. Out of all the millions of things that I'm allergic to bananas. So I don't know what his sap would taste like. I know it's non-toxic because if the cats can lick it, we can. But yeah. So if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, you can give me a thumbs down. Everybody has a right to their opinion. But if you really like the video, subscribe. And you can also follow me on Instagram at plant_hooker1 or TikTok at plant_hooker. And as always, everybody, live long, plant on.